Hello, Leo, and welcome to your reading. We are going to do an energy check-in with Spirit to see what Spirit wants to talk to you about. And we're going to look at heart, mind, body, and soul about what's happening right now out to 30 days. So let's get into it, Leo. Let's see what Spirit has to say for you guys. Heart, mind, body, and soul. What messages do you have for Leo? Right there. All right. This is the card that you have for the heart energy. This is the card you have for the mind energy. This is the card you have for the body energy. And this is the card you have for the soul energy. All right, Leo. Let's tap into these energies. So, in regards to what's going on in your heart, the deeper message of your heart is it's really time to move forward. This is card 5. Fives are all about challenges and changes, okay? And, you know, for you guys, whether this is about a job, a living situation, a personal issue, a relationship, okay, the message here from the heart is, Leo, it's really time to move forward. So here's an example that's jumping out at me right away is some of you, there's a rift between you and another, whether this is a family member, a friend, or romance, okay? We're not separated, but something has happened and there's been some distance created between your heart space and theirs because of whatever happened. And this is definitely a message. This person's still in your life. Like, you guys really need to move forward, to move past this. It's not the end. This is nothing that is meant to separate this relationship. Again, whether friend, family, or romance, it's actually intended to make the relationship stronger. Like, this is a kind of a test of endurance, okay? And again, this is not somebody you are separated from. They're still in your life. There's still communication, whatever. It's just there's distance between your hearts because of something that's happened. And in opposed to looking at it as, you know what, do I need to just leave this relation? No. This happened to make the relationship stronger, to help evolve both of you in some capacity. And so it's like it's time to move forward into forgiveness for whatever that means for you personally. And just remember, forgiveness isn't always about who's right and who's wrong. As you work on forgiving and healing yourself and you overcome, you naturally offer that energy to anybody else involved. And by the offering of that energy, and it's not conscious, it's just something that happens, it allows them to also heal, grow, and evolve and change their perspective about things. So huge message about a relationship is this is meant to actually make you stronger, not to separate you, okay? Now for others, this is definitely about relocation. Okay, and this would be a huge green light from the universe to move forward, make a big change. Your heart is calling you, like it's like feeling called to a place, to a destination, to maybe a certain house or apartment complex, like somewhere to be. For those of you that this applies, yes, it would be highly favorable and beneficial for you to move, to make a change like that. And if this is just something you've been contemplating, but it's like, you know, where would I even move to? I don't even know. Your heart will tell you, okay? Your heart, the message from your heart is it's like it's time for change. And any sort of challenge that was faced isn't to break you down, isn't to separate, isn't to segregate. It's truly to make you stronger. All right, sorry about that, Leo. My family got home and the door was locked. How synchronistic is that? Make sure that you are open to move forward and that the door of your heart is not locked, Leo, okay? Because somebody's just going to keep knocking until you open it up. So this is definitely it's the best thing, what your heart is telling you around any situation Move forward. Allow yourself to grow, to expand, okay? Now here in the mind, this is a card of balance right here. And you see the Libra energy, or the Libra symbol behind this. The Fool, the start of things, and big balance. Okay, you see the yin yang there, and then here, and he's balancing on one toe there. This is, we're talking about the energy of your mind right now, and it's time to come into balance there, Leo. It's don't think of like all the worst case scenario, yet don't be so far in the future of all these other things. Like, it's like, don't be in any sort of what if game. Really bring your mind to a place of stillness, to balance, okay? Because all things that are right for you, they will align for you. But if you're looking and thinking about things from a very unbalanced perspective, then it will feel wrong. It will seem wrong, okay? And this is, I really, with this card, I feel that it's time for a new beginning, whether that's you opening your heart, forgiveness, opening your heart to let somebody new in. It's time for a move. It's time for a new job. It's time for some sort of change in lifestyle or habits. It's different for all of you, okay? Bringing balance to the mind will allow you to feel that inner strength of, I can do and I can achieve anything, okay? And look at the body. There's a lot of fear here. Like, everybody's counting on you. And when I say body, this is your physical realm, okay? It could pertain specifically to your physical body, but the body to me is more of like, you know, the material world. And there's a big desire of perfection and to not let yourself down, to not let others down. I've got to be perfect. I've got to be on point. And this could be, you know, academically, this could be with your career. This could, for some of you, this could be about your appearance, where you've really been hard on yourself about what you look like, okay? This goes back to the mind and the heart, where it's time to surrender anything that made you feel bad about yourself, anything that made you feel like you weren't good enough, even if some of those things are like, no, I made this mistake in the past, and had I not made that mistake, then XYZ wouldn't have played out. Again, there were no mistakes. Everything that played out is truly for you to evolve through, a challenge to grow, not to break you down, not to stop success, not to veer you off your path. It's like, there's some self-acceptance that you've got to come into right now and realize, you know, nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect, no matter what it appears on the outside. Like, it's good for us to always have somebody that we look up to, that we admire, right? Because that keeps us motivated. It keeps us ambitious. It keeps us hungry in our own life when we see somebody and we see, you know, who they are and the way they impact us and their successes. Like, it's good to look at others, you know, who are in a good space and desire to emulate that, but never try to emulate anybody or be like, if I was like them, or if I looked like this, or if I could do it like that. No, Leo, Spirit wants to show you just as you are, and the talents and the ability and the strength as you are. This is really like, you've got to stop being so hard on yourself about something here. Okay, really, like you're really good. And maybe for some of you, it's like, yeah, you know, I'm really good at XYZ, but if I could just be good at B, then I would be great. No, you're amazing being good at XYZ. Let somebody else be good at B. You know, like, you have your special talents, your abilities, all the things that are unique about you that make you who and what you are. Never measure yourself up against anybody else, their success, their beliefs, what they got going on, because they have a whole different set of life experiences and circumstances that they've worked with opposed to yours. And so you can only measure yourself against yourself, where you started, what you had to work with, and what you've accomplished along the way. And again, any time we look back and like, oh, I made such a mistake, the revelation of, if I would have handled this differently, you've already received the lesson, you're already receiving the growth. It's when we get stuck in a place where we can take absolutely no accountability for any of our choices and always have to blame somebody else. That's when the growth is just not happening. What I feel for you guys is you do take accountability, but too harshly on yourself, like beating yourself up way, way too much. And Spirit's like, no, you are amazing. Okay, so this really, it's like appreciate yourself more in this life and who you are and what you've accomplished in the soul. This is utter peace right here. This is where your soul is vibing right now. And calls to you, Leo, join me. Join me here. And all will be well. Some of you are having some dreams too that don't make sense. But Leo, honest to God, what I feel as an overall message with all of these cards combined is stop beating yourself up for something that didn't work out, whether you feel it was your fault or something didn't happen for you because you feel like you lacked XYZ. Like, don't think like that. It's time to really move forward in a balanced way and appreciate yourself and not be hard on yourself. Good things come, Leo. Heart, look at that. Move forward, move, location, change. You got the Chariot. That is pretty amazing right there. For the mind, Justice. This is the card that represents Libra. That's the Libra symbol right there behind him. Okay, that again, wow. Six of Cups and King of Cups. Okay, Leo. So, yes, big message from Spirit that it is time to move forward. Moving forward brings you success. If you just kind of try to stay in the same place emotionally, you're going to be spinning your wheels. Okay, it is time for change, shifting change in your heart space. And for some of you, this is, around a relationship that's currently in your life. And for some of you, this could be a relationship that is not in your life any longer. And you've been kind of holding the space for it because either you feel you screwed things up or you think if you weren't lacking in certain things, that relationship would still be intact. And I feel part of the lesson in moving forward is the realization that all things do happen for a reason. If you feel you made a mistake and that screwed things up, well, you've learned and grown from that, and that's all that we can do. And when we learn and grow from it, it actually leads us to something better than we ever had before. That's not saying that people are replaceable or anything like that. It's saying that as we grow and evolve and change, sometimes we outgrow certain relationships and connections, and things have to end, and sometimes the only way to end that is through what we feel is a bad choice. When we look back later, and this is Spirit saying no bad choice was made here. Okay, if you walked away from a relationship, or if a relationship walked away from you and you've been holding this space, and I feel, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's that total of 8 birds. Let's recount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, there is a total of 8 birds. So this could be something that happened like within the last 8 weeks, the last 8 months, and for some of you this could even be within the last 8 years. We got a 5 and a 7, so within a 5-year or 5, 6, 7 or 8 year period of time, week time, month time. Okay, those are really jumping out. And it's like you've kind of been holding the space for this to work out, for this to reconcile. Even if like this person walked away from you, it's like you've been holding this space kind of out of insecurity of like, okay, well, why did they do this to me? Why did they walk away from me? What am I lacking? What is wrong with me? And again, it's like, no, that's the not the right way to see this, because in looking at it in that capacity, what's wrong with me, that diminishes your worth, your value. And again, all things happen for a reason. And you know, our soulmates, some of them are with us for just a moment, some of them are with us for a season, and some of them are with us for a lifetime. But no soulmate leaves our story unless it's time for that to happen for the greater good of both, somehow, some way. Okay? And I see you moving through that energy right now. And it's not to say, if this is a relationship that's separated, that like never in the future you guys can't talk again or whatever. But it's like right now, Leo, holding the space for it, whether you feel you were wrong or that person was wrong, it doesn't really matter. It's like holding the space for it is just running in circles. You're meant to move forward at this time for your highest good. And again, if you and this person are meant to cross paths, there's no force in this world that could stop it when it's meant to happen. Okay? But also with the Chariot here, any sort of wanting to change physical location, home, your job, your neighborhood, just maybe even buying like a new house, buying a new car. This could even be a vacation if your heart has really been wanting to go to a certain space, but you're just always like, no, 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 now, like, this is the time. Like, go on that vacation. Go see the things that you want to see. This is saying don't wait any longer on anyone or anything. It's time to move forward, because that's leading you to your highest good. And here, you know, really balancing and quieting your mind, doing some meditation, it's going to allow things to make a lot of sense for you. And, you know, this is where what's meant to be for you, it comes, Leo. There's no stopping that. You don't have to fear that you're going to lose, or that this won't happen, or like, it's Spirit's saying, if you just release yourself emotionally and mentally and allow yourself to move forward, everything will balance out in such beautiful ways. Okay? And here, I do feel a lot of you with this, the physical, the body, we're looking back at the past with the Six of Cups. Okay, we're looking back at the past, and see how she's laying here on the floor and she's kind of looking up at herself on the tightrope there. I really feel there's a lot of looking back for you guys recently. Maybe if this is 42, that would be a 6, and then this is 6, so maybe like in June, or the last 6 days, last 6 weeks, last 6 months, last 6 years, okay? Because we do have the 5, 6, 7, and 8, and then did we go up to 9? I can't remember. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, nope, 8. So between 5 and 8, 5 to 8 days, 5 to 6 weeks, 5 to 8 months, or 5 to 8 years. Okay, we're looking back, and maybe even in a sense thinking what the past was better than what is today. And that's why Spirit's telling you, no, move forward, Leo. This is not your final destination, okay? Because there is going to be a moment here, and look at this is 6 again. There's, and this card 17 would be an 8. Wow. So you got 5, 8, 6, and 6, and then I was feeling that like 5 to 8 years, or days, weeks, months. And you know, this rainbow is really catching me, and like how she's sitting in the circle. Like, you're coming full circle, Leo, and there's going to be a lot of emotional growth that just naturally unfolds inside of you by allowing yourself to really move forward. In any area of your life, this feels like it's resonating. That's the answer. You might think, no, staying here, holding the space, or, continuing to punish myself, beat myself up, or trying to figure out what's wrong with me. No, Spirit's saying it's time to move forward. Like, trust, Leo. What's meant for you will always find you. And there's some good stuff. I feel like it's time for some victories, for some happiness to return in Leo's life. Community, attachments, 7 and 5, first numbers out, the thinking man, and door to romance. Okay, yes. We are too attached to something around our past. Whether it's a person, or life was better, or I wish I had made a different decision, or if I was XYZ. And you know what? This could be 4 and 6. We get that 6 again. 4 and 6 is a 10. 10. It's time to stop the cycle, complete this cycle on this overthinking that you've been doing. Really looking back at what was, like it was better days, okay? Also with this community, those of you that want to relocate, I get like, instead of just kind of, I don't even know how to say this, really. There's a better community for you, okay? Whether that community is where you live, or who you work with, new relationship with somebody. Like, there's better for you up ahead than what has been. And then we have this door to romance, okay? So for those of you where this is specifically all about a romance, this is Spirit saying, listen, it's time to stop looking back at the past. It's time to free your heart, because when your heart is with somebody else and you tell yourself, even if you've been separated 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years, whatever, and you tell yourself, no, that's who I belong with, that's my one, guess what? You're never going to meet anybody that feels even slightly compatible with you, because your energy is saying, no, this is my one, the one that you are separated from, and you feel that like it's the separation from the one you love. So again, it creates that dynamic in any sort of romance that could come your way, where either A, your heart's not open, or B, if you feel like you're interested, they're not interested back in the right way. It's because the door to your heart, like, your heart is caged. And if you want to stay where you are and keep waiting for somebody, absolutely do that. Like, you truly got to do what feels right for you. You do, because only you live your life, right? Nobody else has to live with your choices but you. And all I can tell you is this whole reading is like an invitation from Spirit to stop thinking about the past, what was, what could have been, whether, again, this is things that happen out of your hands, or you feel like you made mistakes. It's all irrelevant at this point. Spirit is saying it's time to allow the energy to balance, and it's time for you to create a space in your life for something new to come in, whether that's a new home, a new job, a new car, a new hobby, a new relationship, a new friend, whatever it is. It's time for something new to come into Leo's life. However, if we continue to stay attached to something of the past or something that happened in the past, it keeps us closed off. It keeps us closed up, and only allows things to come that aren't the right thing, okay? And that can also further discourage you, right? Like, well, why do I even try? Everything that's come so far is just crap. Well, that's because we're looking at the past. We're trying to replicate what is lost, or what didn't play out as we'd hoped. We're trying to replicate that, and it's very, very subconscious, okay? And therefore, you're only attracting things that are in alignment to what was the past. but it's not that exact past. It's similarities to that, and that you just constantly feel empty-handed, disappointed, right? Move forward. Like for 30 days, just tell yourself, you know what? I'm going to focus on the good, my opening my heart to brand new things. Like I'm not going to tell myself like this is what I should do. This, like I open myself, I surrender to the universe, and your eyes will open, Leo, and your heart will heal. I'm telling you, there is good stuff coming in for you, but you don't get there by walking backwards. You get there by walking forwards, because if you're walking backwards, you're going to constantly stumble and not see what you're running into, right? So I will leave it there, Leo. I truly hope this has helped somebody out there. I am sending you guys lots of love and light. Take care.